Greetings. Welcome to Muse and Magic 1111. Thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into your tarot journey. Uh, let's just get into it. Normally, I want to just kind of start off with the healing and also a song, messages from the universe, or either from your significant other. But today, no healing. I'm just going to get into it. I am going to start off with the song. This song is by Raheem. It's called Fear. And once again, my name is, Aisha. I'm coming to you from Bay Area, California. I am your local healer, muse, workshop facilitator, author, and so much more. But again, we're going to just get into these messages right now. I'm feeling a little bit of brain fog only because I just started this recording. And so maybe someone here is just feeling a little bit foggy in how to move forward. Like, I just feel like, yeah, you just feel very foggy, like unsure maybe of something and how something will go, or unsure about what you should do about something, how you should take on something, or I don't know. But let's get into it. So I'm going to shuffle and lay out the cards while you're listening to your message from universe and or from your lover. Maybe this message is actually from you to your lover or ex-lover, okay? Whoever you're thinking about, okay? So again, Raheem, fear. Hope it's clear. Sometimes I know it's kind of funky.
No, I can stand what it is. This love is yours to take it. 'Cause I can stand what it is. What makes you think that hide behind in this girl? It's more to life than what's made of. Oh no. Run away, run away, run away, run away. Oh no. Run away, run away, run away, run away.
All right, beloved. Let's just get into it. Let's check into the general energies that are surrounding you right now. Okay, we have. Oh God, this keeps coming up in every reading. Sneaky link. What is this about this sneaky link? Like this third party situation, somebody that you don't want somebody to know about, possibly, or somebody around that somebody doesn't know about, whichever direction that goes. Um, yeah, somebody is doing a little bit too much. Maybe you're indulging. Oh God, help me. Maybe you're indulging too much. I'm sorry, I have my. Sorry, guys. Not sorry. I'm just dealing with the little shoulder thing here. Okay. So yeah, this is somebody doing too much right now. Whatever it is, you're just doing too much. This is tiptoeing. Hmm. Tiptoeing and kind of sneaking around. What is this sneaking around about? I really want to clarify that a little bit. Um, Throwing shade, criticizing, disrespect. Man, what is this that keeps coming up around this? It's different cards, but it's kind of like bringing some of the same energy. I wonder if I could just kind of clarify. That's so interesting. So this tiptoeing around, what that is, I don't know why this wants to come out. What is this tiptoeing around about? What is this sneaky link about? I think I need to use this deck. Again, what is this sneaky link about? Hmm. What were we trying to figure out what this tiptoeing was about? So let's see, what is this tiptoeing about? And what is this throwing shade about? Don't worry, I'm coming back, y'all. mm, mm, mm. I don't know. It's a lot going on here. Remember I talked about that fogginess at the beginning of this? It's making my head hurt. Maybe somebody's got a headache right now. I don't know. Maybe someone's experienced someone in their life that's a headache. I don't know. Okay, so, all right. We have this sneaky link. Who is this sneaky link? Well, what we do know is that this is someone who is very cheap, or someone who's probably in a financial situation. I feel like maybe this was someone who, well, I feel like Spirit is telling me had pulled the wool over someone's eyes. Someone who was trying to really get coins. You know what I'm saying? Might have been hard up for money, but try to get coins. And so this might have been someone who ended up being a side. That came up too somewhere, seems like. But, more like a side piece situation, a third party situation. But it was secret. It was not, somebody wasn't being very honest about the situation. Initially, maybe there were some good vibes here, seemingly, or whatever. But then this is a situation where and maybe feelings were just kind of out there, or the experience was out there, because I'm getting like viral, but it's in reverse. And so I just get the feeling that this was something that started off on a high, right? And you know, the fact that it kind of moved kind of fast just kind of started dying down, dying out. I'll put it that way. This is, yeah, this is like a situation where it's okay for the turn up, or it's okay for, or maybe somebody's personality might just be turned up. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is representative of that. Um, This is a situation that lacks wisdom. It's not a very blessed situation, because both of these are in reverse. And really, I guess maybe it was something that was really brought into your life to cause growth. So I don't know. Let's see, just get more into it and see. This is someone or something, some situation where they was just, somebody was just doing too much. Maybe it was you just doing too much, not being honest, juggling. I don't know, uh, take it how it resonates, because it could be whatever energy you're in. You could have been on the receiving end of this, or you could have been on the, yeah, somebody tiptoeing, sneaking around, just trying to avoid getting caught, you know. Uh, but, there had to be some type of fast action taken at some point, okay? Maybe someone felt like they were taking the high road, you know what I'm saying? And in some way just feeling like you had to do a little bit of love, not love, a little bit of soul searching. Okay. I feel like this situation just kind of lacks, the current situation lacks true love. It lacks growth. You know what I mean? And I think you intuitively know this, that the situation is dead, but you're still kind of hanging on past the due date, right? Anyways, throwing shade. This is criticism. Somebody being criticizing, disrespectful, judgmental. Okay, so another way to look at this is someone who is very secretive and who kind of prides themselves on being the sneaky link. Okay, this is someone who be doing a little too much, a little bit more than they really should. You know what I'm saying? And really what this kind of leads to is maybe someone who's just kind of feeling themselves. They like this thing, this feeling of tiptoeing around and whatever, whatever. But it's really because they really are in the midst of just figuring out their own soul. You know what I'm saying? Their own soul's purpose, their own soul, whatever. So again, this is a situation that lacks love, it lacks growth. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't listen to your intuition, it could lead to death of friendships, death of relationships, death of situationships, death of, whew, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like not listening and not heeding directions, and following directions, not heeding um, advice or counsel, or paying attention to your GPS or whatever. It could cause you to kind of run yourself off of a cliff. That's kind of just the energy I'm getting from this situation. Or ignoring your own intuitiveness. Ignoring what you know that you know that you know. Ignoring when your senses, spidey senses, are telling you to go right or go left or make this particular decision, and you do exactly the opposite. Okay. So this is like, again, throwing shade. Here's someone is throwing shade. Why? It's a little bit of backtracking going on, a little bit of back. Yeah, someone just kind of going back and revisiting the past, maybe past circumstances, past situations, past behaviors, and this is very petty, right? It's very small-minded, very drama infused. And even if it's no drama yet, it's underway. So maybe it's you. Maybe you're kind of lightweight, liking the drama. Maybe you're anticipating the drama. Maybe you are the cause of the drama. Because that's what's sneaking around. And this is two cards. That's kind of like on that. One is just kind of sneaky link, and the other one is tiptoeing. And you know what I mean? Just that vibe. And I don't know what it is with people. Yeah. And this person could be the booty call. You know what I'm saying? It could be the booty call. This third party, this whole anyway. Someone could just be, in this situation because of someone's kinky ways. You know what I'm saying? That's what comes up. Because of they can get what they need sexually. You know? Um all right, but while this is happening over here, we have someone who is stuck on something, stuck on someone, fixated. And this someone who's obsessed. Hmm. It's almost like this is the end. That's why it's this fog. It's too much shit going on. I feel like this is just drama. You know what I mean? But then there's this light bulb moment, right? Um, yeah, literally like a light bulb moment. Someone's been asleep this whole time, just like the sleeping princess, the sleeping beauty, or whatever. And then, but that's still about choosing to ignore your intuition. If I got my blinders on and my sleep mask on, I can't see the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to deal with it. All the feels. So it looks like there's a death to a situation here. Someone's caught up on someone else, and I don't think it's really related to the situation that's dying over here, that's dead, you know. And then here's someone that you have all the feels with, right? Um, it's a soul connection, right? But somebody is asleep here. Somebody is not paying attention. Somebody is procrastinating. Somebody is like, you know what I'm saying? And this connection, now this is for someone else, okay? Because there's multiple things coming through here. This connection could be a very sexy, kinky connection. This could be um, something where the sex is awesome. And maybe initially it was all about the sex. You know what I'm saying? Um, but then it just kind of turned into an obsession because really there were actually feelings involved here, okay, for some of you. Okay, there was like this light bulb moment. I just wasn't really paying attention on how obsessed, you know what I'm saying, and into the situation, how much I really cared. So just take it how it resonates. Like I said, it feels like brain fog because it's like all these thoughts. Maybe someone is just kind of on repeat on a thing, like having all these thoughts. Maybe it was this, maybe it was that, maybe it was me, maybe it was them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I feel like is going on. So let's look up here. Yeah, so the message for you, the special message for you is self-love. I feel like you already know what this means for you right now. Like you really got to start working on your self-worth, your self-love, your self-care routine so that you can get back to self-love and really start gaining clarity, gaining value in yourself, right? This is someone here where the light bulb, again, the light is being shown. Okay, the light is lighting your path. The storm is over. Okay, the storm is over. There's a rebirth that's happening right now. Okay, a rebirth. And butterflies are always representative of transformation, and that's what that means. Where there is death, right? You had the death card earlier. Where there is a death to anything, where there is death, there's also rebirth to follow. Okay, so this is maybe a journey for your soul to forgive, or of forgiveness. Either you need to forgive someone or you want to ask for forgiveness. Either way, get it done. Start doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Start forgiving, or start your journey towards asking for forgiveness if that is needed. Okay. Um, I don't know why this study card comes up, but it's almost like I want to say this old saying that was study long, study wrong. So taking so long or taking too long to get around to doing something, acknowledging something, fixing something, repairing something, forgiving something, it's like study long, study wrong. Okay? That means something to you, to somebody. And so let's get into the financial situation here. We have assets, okay? So your investments are growing fast. Um, if you haven't tried investing, then yeah, this is probably the right time to do so. Uh, this is about choices, okay? There are opportunities that are awaiting you, opportunities that are underway. So this is really just a time to start um, choosing the best of them. You know what I'm saying? Making the best choices, making different choices. Just trust your intuition. The card of intuition came up earlier anyway, so trust your intuition. Trust your spidey senses. Whether it's on your investments, whether it's on the opportunities that are coming your way and what you should come into agreement with, what you should say yes to or no to, whatever, but just trust your intuition. Um, yeah, change is coming. Again, this is transformation, and this is the second time it's come up. I mean, the first time it was, it's come up in a sense of there being death. You also had the rebirth card, and that is indicative of transformation. So again, this is transformation even of your finances. Sometimes things are uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? When we're in the midst of the change and the transformation, it can be very uncomfortable, but just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Um, and that this is it's going to be worth it, basically, in the end. Okay. Keep your composure. You know what I'm saying? This is about you just staying calm. There are certain things that are going to feel as if they are beyond your control, and they are. But just stay calm. I almost want to tell you to just kind of start studying or watching some videos or something on stoicism, like just being very quiet and very calm. Maybe naturally you are someone who can keep your composure. Um, but continue to do that and just utilize this time as a time to relax and rejuvenate, right? And there's a time coming. There's a time coming where you can start celebrating your small accomplishments. You can start celebrating your hard work. Man, it's like this is either a change of income or some type of increase or just kind of a surprise. I don't know why I almost want to say windfall, but this is not the windfall card, but I just feel like something to celebrate within your finances. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's opportunities underway. Your career is in the process of an upgrade. Okay. Um, this may be causing you or calling for you to come into a role of leadership, but really it's not a warning, it's just a suggestion, excuse me, a suggestion for you as you come into this new role or this role of leadership, that you actually trust yourself, number one, but that you also be the leader that you wish that you had. Okay. So let's get into the relationship part. What's going on relationally? I mean, we kind of tapped into that a little bit, but let's kind of dive a little bit deeper because there was just some fog around this. I don't really know. It just seems like there was a lot of energy. There's a lot of sneaky link energy going on, a lot of secret, um, a lot of, I don't know, like, what was that about? You know what I mean? So let's see what's happening on the relationship front here. What's the current situation? I don't know why this reading just seems so all over the place to me. You know what I mean? Like a lot going on. So maybe life is just lifing right now, right? I'm recording. I'm recording. I'm recording. It never fails, guys. Okay, so yeah, soulmate. I'm recording. Soulmate. So someone here is definitely attracting a soulmate or dealing with the soulmate. There has been some deception here. Yeah, this is a soulmate situation. There was some deception. Someone was wearing a false mask in this situation. Um, and unfortunately, this wasn't a situation that made you feel like you could, like you were, maybe they felt trapped. Maybe they felt trapped because I don't think this is in a situation or situationship where they were made to feel in bondage, but they kind of were in their own self mind head, just entrapped. You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm getting that. Um, yeah. So there's been some type of a separation here. That's one read. Another read is that, there could be some type of a situation. There was a soulmate situation. There was some deception. And then, um, yes, let me just see if this is what I'm thinking is. So, yeah, someone might have been with a soulmate or in a soulmate situation. There was some deception. So, what ended up happening is someone had to free themselves. Okay. Someone had to free themselves, or someone, whatever. You know what I mean? It was like, there was this feeling of being trapped, and maybe that just caused some type of a separation. Okay. Now, this is crazy because it's almost like it reminds, I tell this all the time. It was like this story, of this slave story, right? And in this slave story, there was a couple that just kept crossing paths. They were never together in a relationship, but they kept crossing paths. They both were brought over here on a boat. They were sold to different plantations, but over the years, they kept crossing paths, whether the one had to be traveling somewhere to go do something for master, whatever, whatever, but they would just kind of hit or miss. And it kind of felt very twin flamey to me because there was an attraction, but they never got to really act on it because they were never in the same place at the same time, except for on these few moments in life where they would just kind of cross each other's paths and could only speak for a few moments or be together for a few moments or a couple hours, and then they had to go back to whatever. But over the years, the male slave kept trying to escape from his owner. each time getting caught, and each time they would abuse him more and more. They would whip him, beat him, try and beat the life out of him so that he wouldn't try it again. And I think he tried maybe 3 times. So some more years passed, and finally, this was like the time. I'm going to assume it was probably Harriet Tubman, right? This, um, person had, developed a way to get the slaves out, and there was word that, man, these slaves actually made it to freedom. And so finally, their paths crossed again, and this woman was like, hey, she was able to spend some time with him. I think they might have spent time over the years once or twice or something. But anyways, like maybe intimately, I can't really remember because it's such a long time ago since I, read this book. But at the end of the day, she saw him, and when she saw him, although he was still very handsome to her, because it's her, her soulmate, twin flame, whatever. But you can tell the years had worn on him. One of his eyes was kind of slightly closed because they had beat him so bad. So although there were scars and marks and whatever from him escaping several times, he was still very handsome to her, but she could just see a little bit of the wear and tear, of course, because they were older now. And she finally asked him, like, hey, there's a woman, or there's, somebody, right, who's coming, and they're coming and they're going to help the slaves escape. And I believe she might have mentioned like Underground Railroad or something like that. But in the process of that, she was like, but it's actually, true. She's been, having success or whatever. Slaves have been making it to freedom. And his last words to her was, stop talking to me like that. He had gotten married. I think he had had a child, something like that. Or maybe the wife was pregnant. I don't really remember. But I just remember his response was, stop talking to me like that. And don't you speak those words to me. And that's why I married the woman that I have, because she doesn't fill my head with these impossible dreams. She just lets me be. And she doesn't try to change me. And she doesn't try, in essence, she doesn't try to make me better. She doesn't try to incite me to do anything different, to change. It's comfortable. I can now settle in the fact that I'm broken, I'm beaten, they gonna get me if I try it again. This is my fate, right? Instead of the woman who helped him to dream and would help him to actually successfully get away this time. So that's the vibe I'm getting with this, if you feel me. You know what I mean? It's like there was a soulmate situation, a good situation. There was deception. Someone decided to kind of free themselves, so they ran from this connection and ran into separation and just ended up being with someone where the passion wasn't as fiery, the romantic connection wasn't as romantic, but I mean, it was connection, it was cool, it was comfortable. She doesn't, he doesn't make me try to be better. He doesn't bother me. He doesn't try to make me vibrate higher. He doesn't try to awaken me. He doesn't try to, she doesn't try to, you know what I'm saying? So they put their feet, 10 toes down into this situation, committed to this. It's the wedding card, but I don't feel like there was an actual ding, ding, wedding bells. I just feel like there was this deeper connection. And then there was this process of getting, of course, a little bit closer or to know each other. And once you got to know each other, then you realize, oh, I thought this was going to be the one, but it's not really the one. And once again, I feel like sometimes out of loyalty, out of commitment, out of comfortability, maybe, what I'm saying, maybe there was a decision to rest in that and to stay. Okay. Yeah. And unfortunately, well, whatever. Anyhow, so yeah, so that happened. And someone just needed to learn that love is not always a disappointment. That is safe to love. It is safe to love hard, and it is safe to love is under the situation where there has been separation. The bondage and freeing of yourself um, was right above this could be the one. So that means that this person who someone thought was the one, and this is in reverse, by the way, so it's not the one, right? It was the illusion of someone being the one. You know, when we're in the illusion, then we are very bound, right? So instead, just kind of the trick of the enemy, I feel. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, yeah. Instead of just kind of, anyway, so there is a true love here. There was playfulness, there was attraction, there was flirtatiousness here. Um, but someone just didn't give the relationship a try. Okay, give it a try was in reverse. So someone just didn't give the relationship a try, you know? And someone rendered unrequited love, or someone felt like there was unrequited love here. That was a red flag. And it read as a red flag. And so someone had to release someone. And I think this person released, either they released you or you had to release them if you're the one who felt a little slighted, you know, or vice versa. So it's interesting. Ew, and that feels really murky. So let's see. What is the message from your person? What are the dark confessions from your person? This whole reading feels very, what did I say before? Cloudy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to even figure out which energy is which, you know, which energy you're in. You know how it resonates, but it's just a very, I don't know why I feel like messy or very interesting kind of a thing going on here. This situation has become very difficult for me to manage mentally. It is draining me. I bet it is. Because when you go against your heart, right? Go against your intuition. No one else makes me feel the way you do, but I'll take it to the grave before I tell you. Oh my goodness. I don't feel guilty for how I treated you. My ego is too big to care. Mm, mm, mm. My focus is on my life. I can't be bothered to worry about you. I smile on the outside, but I'm still dying on the inside. I swear to God, right before I pulled that card, I was like, ooh, all lies, lies, lies. So, yeah, someone is just very prideful here. It's like they'll take it to their grave, their true feelings, um, you know, which is unfortunate. I know what I am doing. I play dumb to keep you confused. Yeah. However, what is the truth behind what it is they feel and that they want to say? What does their heart say to you? Hope. I haven't given up on us yet. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. Space. I need more time to think. Things didn't go the way that I planned. I don't want to chase anymore. I'm afraid of what other people will think. I feel unclear about where we stand. And I'll pull one more. Yeah. Yeah, this makes me feel kind of, you know, this energy is just kind of, third party. There were other things that got in the way of us being together. And I'm struggling to get over the past. I don't need to read anything else. I think that was very clear, actually. So, looks like either you or your person is still very prideful in a way, still very confused, still straddling the fence over what to do and how to rectify the situation, how to come forward, how to even admit to themselves what they truly feel and whatever. Still very stubborn about admitting their truth. And like I said, I just see someone who's just like 10 toes down into this situation, not wanting to, trying to prove that, you know, one, it's not going to fail, or two, you know what I'm saying, that it's almost like they want to prove to themselves that they don't feel the way they actually really do feel about you. I don't know, that is so silly. So silly. I remember a quote. I'm sure I'm not going to do it justice, but there's a quote by a yogi, and he was just saying that, oh my God, my head. He was just saying that, you know, the majority of our angst is caused by us trying to change people, places, and things. I'm adding to it, you know, into something that they're not. You know what I mean? You're trying to control people, places, and things. Make them do, say, act a way that has nothing to do with you. You have no control over. You know, your phone dies, your computer dies, you get mad, you throw it on the ground. Why? Because it's being a phone. It's just a phone. It knows when it runs out of battery, hey, I'm going to cut off. I'm going to shut down. I need to be recharged. Unlike humans, right? You get mad at people. Why? Because they didn't say what you wanted them to say. They didn't do what you wanted them to do, right? Angst. You have no control over that, right? It just give me the strength to change the things that I can, right? Let go of the things that I can't. I'm paraphrasing, right? Just be at peace with the things that I can't. And the wisdom to know the difference, right? So that's it. That's it, and that's all. Um, I hope you enjoyed your reading as much as I enjoyed reading for you. And until next time, remember that love is the highest vibration of all. Love brings change. And until next time, I wish you optimal levels of health, wealth, wholeness, and abundance. Love, beloveds.